Touch ID coming back to the iPhone? Yes, buckle up. This is a time travel field trip episode, so I hope everyone has a permission slip signed by their parents. I don't. Welcome home to 2013, everybody. Barack Obama is the president, and the Baltimore Ravens are about to win the Super Bowl. And oh yeah, Touch ID just entered our anuses via the iPhone 5S. Now, fast forward through a lot of trauma and bad, disappointing Super Bowls, and it's 2023 now. You'd think people would finally just be okay with the fact that an iPhone remembers your face better than I do, but no. People still want Touch ID back. And you know what? That makes me want it back too, damn it. In a shady but maybe accurate report from user UX1122's blog on the Korean website, Naver. Boy, I've never been there. All right. We've learned that Apple is hard at work at an in-display Touch ID comeback that does a heck of a lot more than just saying, yep, that's your finger. This post that I'm about to read to you has been translated to English because I don't know if you can tell, but I can't read Korean. Not even a little bit. I can barely read English. It says, Apple has recently made some achievements in the development of the under-display built-in Touch ID. Here's a summary of the main points. Added Touch ID with built-in Dipple? What is a dipple? They've added Touch ID with a built-in dipple 2 to 3 years after the punch hole dipple runs at the current development level. 12 related patents have already been obtained as a new system that combines short-wave infrared and optical system, etc. For example, the difference from the existing fingerprint sensor and solution is that it is possible to understand the user's vein pattern. It's also possible to measure the user's blood oxygen saturation and the user's pulse. It also determines whether the user is wearing gloves and whether the user's fingerprints are wet or dry to show a quick situation-specific recognition rate. So that is a lot of stuff that he just said. And I'm not quite sure what to think about all of this just yet because, well, this has been back and forth. First, they were definitely working on bringing Touch ID back, and then they just scrapped that, gave up on bringing Touch ID back. Evidently, Face ID was good enough. But now here we are again with hopes and dreams being rekindled, and now I want it again. And I'm probably going to be disappointed again. But I don't need it under the screen. I don't want Touch ID under the screen. I think that it's too much effort for something that I don't even want. And it's another reason we definitely don't have Touch ID on the iPhone. If you want it, just put it in the power button like you do on the iPads. Especially since this year the power buttons are going to be capacitive. They're not going to move. Just let me scan my thumbprint there. Why does this have to be such a big deal? Now, this Naver post comes out at a pretty interesting time because just earlier this week, Apple actually successfully won a patent for an under-display Touch ID module. Spotted by Patently Apple, one of our favorites on this show, this latest patent is quite the big deal. It shares many similarities with this Naver post. Similar tech, placement, and just general Touch ID-ness. And normally, you know how I feel about patents. I always have to remind you they mean nothing. They're just protecting an idea. It never means that whatever's in the patent is actually going to come to market, come to us for us to use it. But Ross Young has come out recently, who is extremely accurate with updates to his iPhone release schedule roadmap that has an iPhone with under-display Face ID hitting our wallets around 2025 or 2026-ish. And remember, Ross is like the display guy, so this is right down his alley. Back in May of 2022, he tweeted out a general roadmap of iPhone releases and major jumps in display tech, and as you can see, Ross expects Apple to make the jump to putting all sorts of goodies under the display eventually. So that's the news, right? But if you want my personal opinion, even though I would like having Touch ID back, I'm not gonna lie, if it's there, I will use it sometimes, but this is not a huge deal. Face ID never not works for me. Face ID is way more seamless, and it's just like magic, and that's what I want to use. So if this is really that much trouble, let's just not. Who cares? Do something else. Let's try to take pictures of the moon like Samsung phones. Except, maybe we won't lie about it. You know, every year, our world online changes. And sometimes, not for the better. It's important to know your options for safety and security, and that's why today's episode is sponsored by Aura. Aura is your one-stop shop for digital safety for your entire family, and there's no better time to get everything secured than now. Since 2019, physical theft and crime has been on the downswing. Yay! But digital theft and fraud has gone way up. Aura offers industry-leading protection for your entire online lifestyle, all in one convenient app. We're talking everything from identity theft protection, a password manager, VPN, antivirus, parental controls, and even a tool to remove you from data brokers and spam robocalls. Aura is your own personal security team, so you and your family can just relax and keep streaming and scrolling. And Aura wouldn't be my personal favorite all-in-one solution if it wasn't available on every device. So it's a good thing that it is. Your smartphone, PC, tablet, or even just a web browser. And Aura, it won't break the bank either. They offer you that huge, lovely suite of security features for one simple, straightforward price. So you don't have to get nickel and dimed by a handful of different service providers trying to do what Aura can do with just one single low price. Take advantage right now of Aura's free trial option and their annual plan's 60-day money-back guarantee as well. So secure your family's online life today and check out our link to Aura in the description below. Or just go to aura.com/front page. And of course, a huge thanks for sponsoring today's episode of Rapata. And story numero lasto. Okay, so imagine how cool it would be, amazing even, if Apple had sort of like an all-in-one Mac experience. You know, like something that ran Mac OS, that it was like a screen. It looked like a screen, but all the computery goodies were inside. So you didn't need like a computer, hook up a screen. It was all in one. It was one. Oh, hang on. Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Oh, hi, Brian.
It's an iMac.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's an iMac.
What the is an iMac? Oh, sorry, guys. Guess I forgot about the iMac. Crazy, huh? I guess that's why it's been so easy for Apple to forget about it, too. Well, luckily, thanks to a report from our favorite Marcus Germantis and his little newsletter, we've learned that Apple hasn't forgotten about the iMac. I can now share some good news. Apple's next iMac desktop is, I don't know why him referring to it as Apple Inc. It makes me laugh. Mark Gurman, sophisticated yet professional. Apple's next iMac desktop is at an advanced stage of development called Engineering Validation Testing, or EVT, and the company is conducting production tests of the machine. And a little later on, Mark also says, we also know that Apple has developed the next iMac on the same timeline as the M3 chip, so I'd expect it to be one of the company's first M3-based machines. The last iMac that came out in 2021, and people loved it. I got two of them. It was all sleek and cute and colorful, and then nothing. So yay, this is all great. This is great. But I have a question, Tim. Where is the 27-inch iMac Pro? You little Where is it? If your heart wasn't already broken, Mark also mentions that we should expect these new iMacs, the M3 iMacs, to come in the same exact form factor as the one from 2021. 24 inches, not 27, and not Pro. And Tim Cook. Listen, I'm not gonna I wouldn't threaten Tim Cook. I wouldn't do that. But if there's no iMac Pro, Tim, we're going to have some problems. Like, for one, I think it's kind of convenient, really. Questionable how you made so much money last year, huh? Where'd the extra money come from, huh? Yeah, I'll tell you what I think. I think Tim Cook is a weed dealer. Yeah. So, you know what, Tim? If you don't want tens of people to know what you really do, sell iPhones, okay, then you should give us the iMac Pro. You have 24 hours.